What's up, beautiful people? My name is Coach AJ, and today we're starting off a three-part series of Rewiring Our Mind. This particular series are for those who expect the worst a lot. And it all starts with this lovely thing up here. Especially in the moments when the negative vibe is there, our mind kind of starts playing a little bit of a tricks on us. But the truth of the matter is we control our mind. So in this three-part series, buckle up because we're going to talk about how you can start taking control over your mind. And today we're actually going to be focusing on the topic of why we fear the worst of any situation. So if you feel stuck in worry, self-doubt, expecting the worst out of everything, this series is specifically for you because we're no longer going to be living that. We're going to be rewiring this lovely thing and living more in the positive note. All right? Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to send this to someone else that you know probably needs to hear this message as well. Let's waste no time. Let's get right into it. Now, before we get any further, I don't want you to think that you were broken. You were far from that. But your mind could be stuck in a little bit of a survival mode. And that's why this topic is so important because you're going to be shifting it moving forward. Let's get real for a moment. Why do we allow the bad to overshadow the whole entire day? Let's say, for example, you have a bad moment in a day. Sometimes that could take a complete just territory all over our whole entire day. Well, that's actually your brain's negative bias doing this thing. And it's not the first time that it's done it. I've been doing it for quite some time. I just haven't been able to pay attention to it. Many of us are able to detect danger before we detect actual pleasure and good things. This is a survival mode that many of us may have, a powerful protective mechanism that has saved many of us and in many ways have kept our ancestors alive. I want you to think about it this way. If you hear a rustle in the bushes and all of a sudden you realize it could possibly be a lion, you ain't gonna stand. Immediately, your brain's gonna hone in on what's wrong and what's probably threatening. Perhaps what needs attention, what's going wrong, more than what's possibly going right. So when you get one mean comment or one mean rejection, it drowns out a dozen of compliments or successes. Crazy how that works, right? That's not you being dramatic in any way, shape, or form. That's just biology at work. And here's the thing. Your brain's job is not just to keep you happy, it's also to keep you safe and all that conditioning that you've grown up in. Maybe you grew up in a house or a culture that trained you to always remain safe. I did. Always remind you to be alert. I did. And for example, for Black women, we were taught to be the strong one, the prepared one, the guard one. We've been trained to anticipate pain versus actually accept peace. But we're not doing that anymore. Because peace is where we're at. But here's what this mental pattern costs you. Your joy, your confidence, your peace. It pulls you away from the present moments. To be honest with you, that's where a lot of your peace resides. It makes it hard for you to trust yourself and also celebrate a lot of your wins. It makes you second guess rest and second guessing being happy. Things were happening even just with my business and I couldn't find the moments or the reminders to just be happy in those moments and actually to truly enjoy them. I was allowing what could go wrong to be the biggest blanket over the joy in my present moment. And if you start really thinking about everything that could go wrong, your joy can start feeling like a setup. Like what else can go wrong in this moment? And then you find yourself passing by the entire moment of joy and your whole entire moment of peace as well. Now, the way that you could kind of work through that is you could start naming it gently. Start introducing it into your life and vocabulary softly. You're not ungrateful. Your nervous system is just tired. And you're not a pessimist in any way or shape or form. You just practice protection for far so long. I want you to ask yourself, what have I been trained to expect from life? And what did I even learn from joy growing up? Oftentimes as adults, when we think about our childlike joy, we forget that we got the opportunities and the choices to still outlive them. And this is the dope thing about the whole situation, and we're talking about it today, is that you actually get to rewire your entire brain to remind yourself that you can still enjoy those things. Because here's the beautiful part. Your brain can change. You can unlearn the things that don't no longer serve you to learn the things that will serve you in this chapter. And that's called neuroplasticity. It's kind of like a fancy word of your brain allowing to be restructured and molded. It's like your brain is always allowing itself to be rewired by the practices that you do. Think about it, a piece of plastic that can melt in your daily habits. Best way I could describe it. Just because a negative can feel louder doesn't mean that it's true. Now, in this series, we're going to be talking about building joy folders and challenge those daily spirals and those make daily shifts so that you can create daily habits that benefit you the most. I want you to remember this part. Just because a negative feels louder doesn't make it true. You can always teach your mind to accept better. I'm going to leave you with this journal prompt until our next video. What story do I keep repeating about life? And who taught me to believe it? And if you ever get in those moments when you find like your mind is starting to spiral into that negative atmosphere, I want you to repeat this in your head or out loud. I see you trying to protect me, but I choose peace. And repeat that as many times as you need. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tapping into the first video of the mini series, Rewiring Your Mind. I will see you next week for video number 2. You have a dope week. And of course, y'all, you know what to do. Walk with peace, walk with love.